GitHub Copilot Chat just went open source, new releases for Linux and Android, and a brand new resource for your GitHub Enterprise needs. This and more in today's episode of The Download. We're back! Welcome back to another episode of The Download, the show where we cover the latest developer news and open source projects. Please like and subscribe. I'm Andrea, and I debug all this news so you don't have to. Let's get into it. The Linux kernel 6.16 just landed, and according to the official announcement, this release is all about stability, focusing on file system fixes like updates and driver improvements, including support for AMD GFX 9 shaders. You'll also find dock updates, architecture fixes, and a bunch of other minor tweaks to keep Linux running smooth. You can dive into the full details at the link in the description. In an Android news, things are heating up in the Android world. Google just dropped Android's 16 source code. And for the first time ever, they did not include the Pixel hardware repositories and device trees that custom ROM developers rely on. Is this the end for custom ROMs? Check out the official release notes and let us know what you think. We'll have to see how this plays out. In a big win for open source and for the VS Code developers, as promised and now delivered, the GitHub Copilot Chat client for VS Code is fully open source under the MIT license. This means you can now explore the code on GitHub, open pull requests, file issues, and contribute to the chat directly. You'll also get to see what prompts and context GitHub sends to large language models, and even use GitHub Copilot Agent Mode to implement your own features and bug fixes. This is just the start. Open source is the largest team sport on earth. Let's keep winning together. Check it out at github.com/Microsoft/BSCode-Copilot-Chat. Alrighty, robotics fans, hold on to your circuits because this is some big news. K-Scale Labs is unleashing a K-bot. Yes, a 4.7 open source humanoid with 26 high-torque motors in a 3D printed frame. Not cheap, coming in at $8,999. It is a dream for tinkerers. You can check out the details on their GitHub repository in the description. Today's the day, friends. The GitHub revolution has definitely started. And mark your calendars, devs, because the Git Merge 2025 agenda is now live, and boy, is it stacked. Git Merge is happening at GitHub headquarters in San Francisco, September 29th and 30th. You can expect deep dives into smarter mesh strategies, how to handle massive model repos, and of course, AI workflows. This open source extravaganza is one not to be missed. Take a look at the description for details on how you can get a ticket or tune in virtually and get ready for an epic gathering. And it is the end of an era, my friends. Hold on to your hats, folks, because Microsoft just reinvented the BSOD. You can now expect a black screen when you're having troubleshooting issues. It's designed to dial down the panic, but more importantly, to sharpen reliability during crashes. So it's giving a new, cooler vibe. I'm here for it, although to be honest, I think I will miss that old blue friend. GitHub Documents just had a massive level up with GitHub Copilot. So Copilot Search is now live on GitHub Documents. That means that you now have an AI-powered tool to tear through this documentation like a pro. So if you've been using our GitHub documentation and been finding a way around searching for specific topics, you now can count on GitHub Copilot to assist you. And last but not least, a massive shout out to our enterprise developer advocate, David Bernison. He's created this incredible resource called the GitHub Enterprise Roundup. Dave gets to meet with some of our largest customers and gets to see the pace of innovation, which is truly mind-blowing. So he's gathering up frequent updates, taking context from our blog, our changelog, our resource page, YouTube videos, documentation, and so much more. Take a look at the show notes for the latest GitHub Enterprise Roundup, and be sure to leave us feedback. What else would you like to see there? And that's it for the download this week. Hit the comments, let us know what you're thinking. Are you excited about the K-bot? Have you been trying the new GitHub Copilot Chat? Let us know, spill the tea. And if this hit the spot, please smash that like button and subscribe to GitHub's YouTube channel so you don't miss any other tech news. We'll catch you next time.